Honorable former Chief Justice Mr. Mohit Shah, respected Dean Miss Lakshmi, other faculty members, and dear students. It is indeed a matter of privilege for me for having been invited in this inaugural session to address you, the young students. She said that she would be holding this inaugural session today. When I checked the date, I found that it's a working day. And on working day for professionals, it is always difficult and it is quite inconvenient to come. But since I was asked to address the young students, law students, I could not resist the temptation because it's an opportunity to deliver a guest lecture to you who are entering into the law school and who would be future lawyers. So I am indeed delighted to address you all law students on this occasion. I see great enthusiasm and energy in all of you. Your faces are radiating with optimism. But at the same time, I could discern slight fear and anxiety among you. The slight fear and anxiety is of unknown. You are stepping out of your comfort zone and entering into unknown. And therefore, obviously, everybody would have some sort of anxiety and fear. So, I will try to make my lecture little light. I would try to speak something which would inspire you, which would help you in deciding what to do in this life. And therefore, on this occasion, rather than deciding to speak on any subject of law, I have decided to speak on the basic formula for attaining a successful life. Because everybody wants to be a successful person and everybody endeavors for it. But most of them fail, and therefore, I think it appropriate on this occasion to speak about how to attain. So, basic formula for attaining a successful life. So, initially when I was extended the invitation, I thought over a couple of subjects. I thought that I should speak on the history of legal profession and current scenario. But then realized that it would be a little boring, it would be prolix, and it would be too premature at this stage when you are just entering into the law school in the first year. So after thinking, giving a thought to it, ultimately I have taken this decision. Now, most importantly, you are entering into a very important phase of your life. Your school days have gone, childhood has gone, and you are almost adults or on the verge of becoming adults. From every adult person, the family and society expects great responsibility. They expect that you should be successful in life, you should be successful in career. So there is a tremendous pressure on you somehow to become successful, to achieve the goals which are not your own goals. They are simply thrust upon you by the others. So in this background, you feel that what is to be done? So in this short lecture, I will try to explain, because nobody is trying to explain how to become successful. So in this short lecture, I will just try few glimpses of the basic principles of how to attain a successful life. Now, first of all, when we talk about success, it is most essential to know what is success in the life. Has anybody thought of the definition of success? Who is successful? Who do you call a successful person? So, in my view, to be successful means to create an ability, or a capacity in yourself, to create an ability or capacity in yourself to fulfill all your dreams and desires. So only then you are becoming a successful person, unless and until, because everybody has dreams. So you will have to cultivate something in yourself so as to attain or fulfill your dreams and desires. So we tell that if a person by his ability been able to achieve whatever he has desired or fulfill his dreams, then we tell him as a successful person. Now, how to become successful? There are various careers options. There are various fields. So, you can become a doctor, you can become a lawyer, you can become a chartered accountant, you can become an artist, you can become a musician, you can become a composer. So, all sorts of fields are open to you. But the destiny has designed that you will have to pursue law. So, when you are not allowed to choose your field and something is already destined to you, then how to become successful? Usually, when a person who is allowed to pursue what he likes, then there are possibility of he becoming successful. So when a person does what he loves, then usually there is a success. But we are all in the category of persons who, because of the parental pressures or because of the societal pressure or because of, as I said, that goals thrust upon by others, we have been now destined to pursue this legal study. So when man has to face this situation, there are two options. Either he does what he loves, or second option is that he has to start loving what he does. If you take my example, I also fall in the second category because I had many hobbies. I had hobby for music, I had hobby for sports. I wanted to become the tabla player, but somehow I could not because I started off very late in my life. At the age of 20 when I started learning. So I could not pursue. By the time we graduated, most of the friends got settled in life. Somebody started business, somebody got employed, and I was the only person who was loitering around without any purpose. So in this background, in our days, it was not a conscious choice of joining law. Usually, all our contemporaries have become lawyer by default. Since nothing to be done, you are not fit to become a doctor, you are not fit to be a chartered accountant, you are not fit to be an artist, then last option is that you become lawyer. So I am a lawyer by default, and therefore, when everybody got settled, I decided, now what should I do? So ultimately, I opted for the second choice, that I have to love the things I do. Those who are privileged and lucky, whose parents allow them to pursue what they love. But all are not fortunate. Therefore, most of us will have to take the second option and try to be successful. Because when somebody does what he loves to do, there are possibilities that he will become successful. When a person does what he loves, then he will not be required to do work for a single day in life. The reason is that he would be simply pursuing his hobby. He is doing what he loves, which gives him immense pleasure. So he is not bothered about the breaks, holidays, etc. So the most important aspect of doing the things you love is that you will not be required to work for a single day in life. So that is one benefit of it. But as I said, that we will have to love the work which is destined, which is assigned to by our God or the parents. So initially, as I also faced the same thing, that initially when something you are asked to love, you would not love it immediately. You will have to cultivate habits. You have to be a disciplined person to acquire mastery of mastery over this work which you are given. So it takes about 300 days, 400 days to become master in the work. And once you gain mastery, you would start loving your work. So the first secret of being successful person in life is that you must do what you love, and if that is not possible, then love what you do. So that is first principle. Now second aspect of the successful life is that success should not be a goal but byproduct. Everybody says that you become successful. Somebody said, I would like to become rich. I would like to become famous. So they talk about the goals. But in my personal view and from the personal experiences and from whatever I have seen, the life of the successful people, I have noticed that to become rich cannot be a goal. To become famous cannot be a goal. To become a successful cannot be a goal. Your goal should be, what should be your goal? To do the work which is accepted by you, which has been chosen by you in a perfect manner. When you persistently do your work perfectly, with perfection, then automatically fame, money and success will follow. There is no other option. Just like your work, love your work, you do it with perfection. And somebody has said that if you strive for perfection, you will reach excellence. So only upon striving for perfection you can reach excellence. And when you repeatedly do excellent work, automatically fame, success and riches will follow. Take it from me that if you chase only success or fame, it will remain eluding forever. You take an example of any successful, rich or famous person and ask him what was his goal. Even if you ask me, I had never dreamt that I would travel in an international flight in a business class. I had never dreamt that I would stay in a 5-star hotel in a suit which cost me 1 lakh rupees per day. That was never my dream. So if you ask any successful person, he will say that he had focused simply on his work. He did his work with excellent efforts. He tried to do it in a different manner with great passion. And the rest of the things have almost followed. So this is, as I said, that please do not try to have a goal to become successful. Just focus on what you are doing. Please note that you are writing your destiny every day. Whatever you do today becomes tomorrow your destiny. If you simply roam around and just have a party with friends, I am not averse to parties. I am not saying that you should not do it. But then there has to be self-discipline. At what time we should do party and what time you should meet friends, etc. But mark it that what you do today is your tomorrow. So you are writing destiny by today, what you are doing today. Then it is said that what is your destiny? Your destiny is your accumulated actions in the past. Whatever you have done in the past, today becomes tomorrow, it will be the past. So whatever you have done today is definitely going to be your future. So if you take care of today, if you work perfectly trying to achieve excellence in your field, then definitely you are bound to be a successful person tomorrow. So it is said that Rome is not built in a day. It takes time. It requires efforts. And I would say that a well-utilized today is your tomorrow, that is your future. So be aware of what you are doing today. If you spare time on just moving around with friends and doing parties and not concentrate on your study, then your future would be like that only. You will have to roam around for employment. You will have to search for success. You will have to struggle in the profession, etc. So that is one aspect you must remember, that this success, fame or riches should not be goal. It's always a byproduct, and consider it to be a byproduct. And only if you have this kind of mindset, then only you will be able to achieve success. Now, next important aspect about achieving success is do more and more experiments in life. Take risk in the life. Most of us are taught that one should learn from the failures of others. I would say don't believe those people. You have to commit mistakes. I have not seen a successful person who has never committed a mistake. Unless and until you make trials and errors, you have to experiment with yourself. You might think that you are good at dancing. You might think that you are good at sports. Then you will have to do trial and error. You have to take risk. And if you find that you can do particular activity with least efforts, then you will have to choose. But that decision you will arrive only after making several trial and errors. So you will have to do trials and errors. You have to take risk. And it is said that sheep is safe at the harbor. Sheep is always safe at the harbor, but it is not meant for it. If it has to find new destinations, it has to sail in the sea. It has to face the roughness of the sea. Similarly, life is like that. You are safe at home. You are safe by doing nothing. But then you will not reach anywhere. You are simply anchored at the harbor. So if you want to enjoy the success, you must take risk and you must travel. You must experiment yourself, and don't believe those people who say that learn from the mistakes of others, because you are endowed with your own capacity. He may not have capacity to do certain acts, but you might, in a given case, you will be able to achieve that. So you have to examine your decisions, your capacity, etc. Then another aspect is life cannot be lived by a ready-made formula that I am giving now. It is again a formula. What I am trying to point out is again a formula. So one has to evolve his own formula for a successful life. These are basic principles, but they cannot have a universal application. What I am talking is not a gospel truth. You will have to apply this principle in situations which are peculiar to you only. I cannot guide you. So life cannot be lived by a ready-made formula. You will have to evolve your formula, and you have to take decisions in the situation in which you are put. When you think out of box, when you experiment new things, you propound new ideologies, then all that you are going to face initially is resistance. And who would resist? Only the mediocres. Mediocres would resist because they don't like somebody doing something new. So there are 4 stages through which you will have to pass if you want to achieve success, if you want to do something new. When you do something new, there is resistance. Then people would start ridiculing you. Okay, this person is writing books. His practice is not going well, so he is writing book. He has no capacity to argue a case in the court, and therefore he is writing a book. So this kind of comments will be passed, so you will be ridiculed. Then gradually there would be sarcasm. You will be subjected to sarcasm. That also you will have to face. But you continue with your new idea, new ideology, out of box thinking, and apply it in your life consistently. Gradually there would be an acceptance from your friends, family. Once friends and family accept, gradually society will accept. So then comes resistance, ridicule, sarcasm. then acceptance. And once family and society accept, then starts appreciation, praise, and finally you are rewarded. So don't be afraid of doing new experiments. Try yourself. From failure, there is no failure in life, they are lessons. So if you fail, don't treat as failure. They are actually lessons. If you learn out of it, then it is lesson. If you don't learn out of it, then it continues to hover around you. Then next point is, I will finish in just 10 minutes. Next point is that for your failures, don't blame others. We all have tendency. If we fail, we say that there are circumstances, odd circumstances. My parents are not supporting. My friends are not supporting. My upbringing is such. My teachers were not good. I had to study in a very middle class school. I did not get convent education. So all these are blames. Take responsibility of your actions and mistakes. If you keep on blaming others, it will not take you anywhere. This is a very important principle which you must keep it in mind, that if you continue to blame others for your failures, you will stay there where you are. So what is the real thing is that how your success is measured? How are you perceived in the eye of others? It is said that you are what you repeatedly do. You are what you repeatedly do. If you repeatedly fail, you will be branded as failure. If you repeatedly do excellent work and do your work perfectly, then you will be considered as successful. So you are what you repeatedly do. And excellence or perfection is not just a product of chance. It is a habit. One has to cultivate that habit of performing acts with perfection. Realize your flaws and mistakes, because if you continue to commit same mistakes, you are going to have the same result. I have come across many persons who say that I had experimented many fields. I did my best. I put great hard work in every field. But my destiny was such, my luck was not favoring me, and I had failed. In my view, they have not introspected their manner of doing certain things. Whenever any action leads you to failure, you will have to examine. If you repeatedly confronted with failures, then you will have to introspect your efforts. What are the flaws? What are the mistakes that you are consistently committing? So you cannot expect a different result by doing the same thing and doing the same mistakes. If you want to achieve a new thing, new result, you want to have success, then you will have to introspect your mistakes and correct them and do it in different manner. Otherwise, it's not possible. Now, since time is short, otherwise 2-3 things more can be said, but I will now conclude in 5 minutes. The most important aspect of successful life is health. If you are young people, you don't realize what is the importance of health. It is said that mens sana in corpore sano. That's a Latin phrase. It simply means that in healthy body dwells healthy mind. So only if you have a healthy body, you will have a healthy mind, and you will be able to relish the successful life. Now I will give one example, that howsoever you successful or rich or famous you become, but you do not feel hunger. You are in a position to stay in a 7-star hotel. There is a lot of choices available, dessert, soup, many good foods are available. But because of your health, you are not able to relish those foods. Or doctors have advised that because of high diabetes, high BP, you should avoid eating sweets, you should avoid salt foods, and tasty foods you should avoid. Then that success is absolutely meaningless. You are in a position to book a beautiful suite in the five-star hotel, having a king-size bed. But on the king-size bed, if you do not get the sound sleep, what is the meaning of that success? So take care of body, because the body and mind is the machine through which you are ultimately going to achieve the success, and relish the, actually if you want to just becoming successful is not important. You should be in a position to relish and enjoy it also. Otherwise, all successes are meaningless. It has been said in Sanskrit that Shariram Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. So Shariram Adhyam means it is first priority for Dharma Sadhana. Dharma Sadhana means the task which is assigned to you. So if you have chosen to pursue law, that's a task assigned to you. So if you want to excel in that, you should have a healthy body and healthy mind. So this is not a free gift from God. We take care of our new car. We say that please put unleaded petrol in it. But when we eat dal vada, we don't bother about what kind of things we are putting in our body. So you have to be very careful in maintaining. At least I would suggest that at least 30 to 40 minutes you should spare for maintaining a good health. Now, most important aspect about all these things, different fields, merge at one point of. Every fields, there are different fields. Somebody becomes doctor, somebody becomes engineer, somebody becomes lawyer, somebody becomes architect, somebody becomes musician, somebody does sports or accepts sports as a career. They merge at one point. Please remember this. It merges at one point, that everybody finally wants what? Everybody wants a decent or luxurious lifestyle. You take this path or that path. Finally, in the end, at the age of 30 or 40, what matters? That are you living a decent life? Are you in a position to fulfill your dreams? Are you in a position to buy you want from the market? If you are in a position to do that, by whatever means, it is fine. You can become a hairdresser. You can become a beautician. But you have to be a first-class hairdresser, first-class beautician, so that you can fulfill all your dreams. So remember all these things, that these paths, different paths, because today I don't see any difference between a successful doctor and successful lawyer, because everyone is striving for a decent life. I should have holidays in and outside India. I should travel in a first class or business class. I should stay in hotels. I should enjoy all these things. So basically, everybody is striving towards that, but nobody is realizing that the means are not relevant after certain age. So whatever you do in a best possible manner, which fulfills your dreams and desire. And lastly, I conclude this session with a very beautiful dialogue from film Bulandi. Most of us may be knowing it, but what I would suggest that you just speak every day in the morning this, that खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. Means you elevate yourself to a highest position, and when God comes to you and said that what do you want, you will be asked that what is your wish? I am ready to fulfill your wish. So खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I think I have taken little more time, but I could not resist addressing young students. Thank you very much.